Good morning, friends. Hope all of you are keeping safe and well during this uncertain times. So I would like to first start with a brief introduction about myself, and then I would tell you that my reason for opening up of this channel. So my name is Rosha. I am a PhD student at the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. I started my PhD in the year 2017, and right now I am at an advanced stage of my thesis. So it's given me a little bit of time to actually do something which I've been thinking about doing since long. So when I was a PhD aspirant, I found that there was a huge information gap in terms of a PhD aspirant or a fresh graduate from a college, or from somebody after the masters, or somebody who's working would want to change track and would want to get into higher education. There's a lot of there is a lot of information in the internet, but I think that is highly fragmented. So one of the reasons I also struggled during my application process is there's not one sort of go-to place where I can find all the information very seamlessly. So I used to think that probably someday, maybe when I get some time, I would want to create some content around it. So one of my motivation is to probably bridge that gap which is existing. There are a lot of information about the different ways that you can do your PhD, the different tiers of college where you can do your PhD, and all of the information subsequent to application or related to application. But I think there is lesser video in terms of the entire process, whether you're doing it on a part-time basis, or whether you're doing it as a full-time. There's a lot of challenges also associated with doing a PhD. It's not an easy journey. It's like a commitment of 5 years. And once you get into that process, you really get to know that what it takes to not only get into a PhD, but to get out of the process. So I think that kind of information is also necessary before you venture out, because it's just not about getting into an elite college and getting a degree, making yourself you see that you are highly employable because you get that tag. But also that whether you are prepared for such a long period of commitment. So my channel would be something geared towards it. I would talk about first why you should even think about doing a PhD, and if at all, what are the options that you have, what you need to do, the entire process, what you can do while you are doing your PhD, and so on and so forth. I think it will be more an organic process through which I would want to take the videos ahead. So today I just want to speak on a very general topic of why PhD. Why do you think that you want to do a PhD? What I have generally observed is, and it's also based on my experience, when people there are different motivations for doing a PhD. One is the one if you have 4 years of a bachelor's degree, you can easily apply for a PhD, and you don't need a master's. And that's one route through which you can directly apply for a PhD. So you're a fresher and you're looking for an advanced degree, and that is how you want to, you're getting into that PhD thing. Oftentimes, I've also observed that the people who are freshers, who are just graduate, especially BTechs, who would want to get into PhD, it's good, it's fine, but at the same time, you're not very much aware in terms of what it takes to do a PhD, because you're just fresh, you've just come out of college, and doing such an advanced degree requires a lot of understanding in terms of how much of an effort, commitment level, and what are the different other things that you need to do while you are in that process. So that's one of the challenge if you're a fresher and you're applying for a PhD, and just thinking it as a career choice, but not in terms of actually finding out why you would want to do it. The other is, after your master's, it's a gradual progression for certain people that they would want to go ahead with PhDs. For PhD in management, I think it's more of a career transition decision, because I've mostly seen that people who are my batchmates, they come from diverse academic profiles, experience. Some of them are above 40s, some of them are very fresh, like they are in their 20s, some like me are in their mid 30s. So, the age group doesn't really matter, but of course, the motivation level is different for different groups of people. So for the younger ones, it's just like, a quick career progression to a higher education. For people like us, probably to some extent, it is an informed choice, because I was already teaching as a professor at a college. I had 5.5 years of experience as an assistant professor. So for me, it was a gradual progression. Although I had the chance of also doing a part-time PhD, not leaving my job, but I made a serious choice that no, I would want to do a full-time PhD and to give my entire commitment to doing research. And for others who have come from industry, they want a shift in the career because the industry pressure and everything, they feel that this is the right time that they could actually make a transition. So you have to really think about what motivates you to do a PhD. All of these are fine, but it really doesn't it doesn't remain the same in the long run, because in the long run, when you are doing this PhD for 5 years, your motivation would probably not be there. It might change, it might shift, you might feel lots of ups and downs. There could be so many different emotions which would be at play. So you should be very clear that why you want to do it. Why you want to do a PhD. Is it for the love of your research? Which is, sometimes I find that it's a good thing to write in your SOP, but that's not really the case. Either you want a career transition, or that's a natural progression of your career, or you want to get into an elite college so that you are employable at the end of the day. So these are our pragmatic decisions, and it's fine. The only thing is that you should be very clear in your head that this is why I want to do it. And for this, if I need to make a commitment of 4 years, which means intense hours of reading, grilling myself, going through the different emotions, I should be okay with it. So the starting point should be very clear in your head that, okay, this is why I want to get into doing research. Once you are clear that, okay, now I want to pursue a career in, I want to do a doctorate, there are different avenues through which you could do your PhD. It could be, applying for these for IIMs, IITs, XLRIs, who have their own eligibility criteria for application and the subsequent process. But there are other avenues of doing a PhD as well. You can also do PhD in state universities. You can do it on a part-time basis. If you ask me, is there really a difference? Yes, there is. There is difference in terms of commitment. There is difference in terms of deliverables. There's difference in terms of what you want to do after your PhD. So that is also a choice, and probably we can talk more about it in much more detail in our next video. But what I'm trying to say is that if you want to do a PhD, for the namesake, you want to do a PhD, there are multiple ways through which you can do your PhD. It's just not that you have to do it from some you have to do it from IIM or IIT. There are bountiful of other good colleges also. There are also state universities, but yes, all of these, they generally differ in terms of their rigor, in terms of the number of years of completion, in terms of what you actually want, after your PhD. Is it just for a degree? Is it for a career transition? Like I said, is it for employability? Is it for taking you to a next level, to a next, giving you a good platform, a break in your career? So all of these will determine what your choices are. So there are many choices, and you need to navigate in terms of what fits your goal. So I would end this video on this note that we should be very clear in terms of why we want to do a PhD, and once we are set in terms of why we should do a PhD, then we should probably explore option in terms of what fits, like they say, what fits your bill. So more about this, and probably in a much structured manner, I would post another video very soon. So this was just a brief introduction, and just sort of video to have a communication with all of you. And I hope that you like my video. If you like, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will try to put as much informative content as I can, and do put questions and comments if you have any. And thank you, and have a nice day, and stay safe, stay well, stay positive. Bye-bye.